Listen, when I tell you shit is getting messy out in these streets with tonight's conversation, I mean to tell you it is getting messy. Now, y'all know how I like to do. I like to just go ahead and dive into it. But before I do that, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. It's going to help with the algorithm and help those type of people who love my type of content to find me. The more people we got in here, of course, the more conversation we can have on top of what we're already talking about. But we got to get into it. Because first and foremost, for those of you who don't know, this tonight's conversation situation has been crazy. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But of course, I want to touch base on one other thing first, with this thing that's been so hot right now. With this overweight woman and this Lyft driver, man. I just kind of want to touch on that a little bit because it's kind of sad at the same time. So I want to go ahead and get into it right now.
Peace, Big Dang.
Shout
How
out
you?
to
You good?
Good morning.
What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you?
Stormy. Peace, King. How you, brother? You good? Nice to meet you, Keys.
Got it.
That's look at that though. I'm not even trying. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna let it play out, but I'm not even trying to be funny, dog. Let's just go back just a little bit.
Peace, King. How you, brother? You good?
Look at that. Look at that. But I'm wrong. But Shorty sound like she out of breath though. I ain't gonna hold you. But look though. Look at this. Look at this. They got a whole restaurant booth for her to sit down. A whole restaurant booth for her. Shorty is 500 plus pounds. And you mean to tell me that she believes in her heart of hearts that she could have fit in that Honda? All right. Me out of all of that, you telling me at no point did you ever think to say, you know what? I probably should start exercising. I probably should start doing a little bit more walking. I probably should put the fork down just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I may be overindulging just a little bit too much. Shorty, you got a Chili's bench behind you, dog. You're sitting on a Chili's bench. A Chili's bench, bro, that they have in a restaurant for 2 to 3 people. And this shorty is famous because she's trying to sue. Got a lawsuit with Lyft. Well, not even Lyft, but the Lyft driver. But guess what, though? Coming up on this show, yeah, she probably ain't finna get that. She ain't finna get nothing out of that. Considering the fact that that she couldn't fit in that basic chair and they needed to get an Applebee's booth for her. Yeah, dog. She can cancel Christmas with that one. At what point, where is the line drawn? No, seriously, I'm not even trying to be funny right now. Where is the line drawn? At some point, you got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, dog, I know I'm here right now, but this ain't it. I can't keep looking like this. Shorty was out of breath before she sat down. That ain't healthy, bro. It ain't you. Nobody's saying that nobody's saying you have to be skinny. Cool. You don't have to be skinny. That's cool. But you need to be in some sort of shape. And mind you, being in shape don't mean you're skinny. A lot of fit people are considered obese in some cases. In some cases, not all. But pretty fit. This ain't got nothing. This don't have anything written on it that says fit or in shape or I exercise even a little bit. This is crazy. You don't solve for the minority, you solve for the majority of people. The majority of people are not walking around at 500 pounds at 5'2". That's not the majority of people in this world. It is not. That's crazy to me. And you want people to solve for your issues, something that you can actually change. This ain't nothing that you were just born with, and oh, this is just the way that I was born. Things happen. I did everything I could. I don't want to hear none of that. Get your lazy ass up and go start walking. Nobody said you got to lift weights. Go start walking. Get on the treadmill. Get on the elliptical. Do 10 squats. If you're sitting down watching TV, do 10 squats in between watching shows. Whatever it is you need to do to continue to be active, do it. Because this ain't it. And nobody is checking for that. Nobody is asking you. This is crazy. I'm sorry. This ain't it.
Outside is like, why you
But
not
you
in the
need to
house?
be outside,
What
right?
people would say. Okay.
What y'all doing? Y'all going outside to eat? What y'all doing, bro? Y'all going outside to do what? Cool, you outside. Now what you doing outside? This is crazy.
we getting stared at for what? Because
what do you mean for what? You're abnormal, bro. You're 500 pounds at 5'2". You're 500 plus pounds at 5'2". Let me say it again. You're 500 plus pounds at 5'2". That is not normal. What do you mean? Now I get it. You're not supposed to stare. But damn sure, if I see you, I'm gonna look. I'm like, God damn. I may not look you dead in the face like, damn, man, you big. I'm not gonna do that, but damn, bro, I'm gonna shake my head for sure. I'm just gonna, that's crazy work. You're cute though. Who said you're cute with it? Who says you're cute with it? Who? I'm sorry. I'm so sick of women like this. I'm so sick of people like this. I'm sorry, bro. At some point, now somebody gotta tell them to shut the hell up. This is crazy. This is crazy. Now we got to live in somebody else's denial because they choose not to change who they are for the better for themselves. Not even just for society alone, but for themselves. I've been outside. I've been putting on for big girls like me. So you putting on for girls who are just as lazy as you, don't want to get out and got them go actually work out, go exercise and start eating better. You want to sit there and eat Popeye's chicken all the goddamn time. That's what you want to do. Then you get mad when people tell you, nah, shorty, you can't get in my car. No, you not. You can't fit. You can't get mad at that. No, you can't get in my car. You're not gonna fit. And you're not gonna mess up my shocks. You ain't messing up my car. Absolutely not. Get another driver. You beat. Even in planes. I said it at the beginning of this live. You solve for the majority. You don't solve for the minority. What does that mean? So if you go on a regular plane, those seats are not that big. So if you're somebody who's I ain't gonna even say naturally big. If you're somebody who's pretty big, I'm talking pretty big. Naturally big, I'm meaning naturally big in the sense of height. You're extremely long. You can't sit in the normal seat. You're gonna have to sit on the edge seat. You're gonna have to sit on one of the seats where you can literally let your legs just stretch out. But then you got instances where you got women like her who have to sit in the regular seats where they got the 3 seats lined up and she has to fit in one of those chairs. Those seats aren't made for that size of a person. They aren't. That's why they tell you have to buy 2 seats instead. You're not going to buy 1 seat and think you're going to take up 2 seats. It ain't going to happen like that. That's why you have to buy 2 seats. They solve for the majority because majority of people are not that big. Regardless if America is a lot bigger in this day and age now than it was back then, still to this day, your average person ain't walking around 500 plus pounds, dog. What are we talking about right now? You demand respect. You demand respect for what? You walked in their show, you asked for a bigger seat because you're so damn big, bro. What are we talking about right now? Now you're going to have other big women around here walking around thinking that it's okay to be the size that they are. Watch this. They're gonna be the same ones who are gonna shame women who are in shape and who are fit and who are actually a lot smaller than they are. They're gonna look at them and shame them. You remember, matter of fact, you remember it's I think early 2000s, the 90s, whatever the case may be, Monique when she was a heavier set woman, and a lot of her jokes came with in regard to talking about skinny women. Yeah. Now you're gonna have more women that are gonna be her size, this woman's size, talking down on women who shape or in the gym who are skinny and who are, how society of women should look versus this shit. This is crazy. Here's the thing. The world does not care about what you're going through. The world don't care about honestly your feelings and how you feel about it. The world don't. So to be quite honest, yeah, I'm empathetic. I'm sympathetic to a lot of things. All right. So I want to set the precedent by saying that, but I do want to say that okay, once you tell me what it is and what you're going through, cool. I empathize with you, but that still doesn't mean that still doesn't mean that I'm gonna sit here and live in your delusion. I'm gonna say, nah, you need to lose weight still. I get what you can, I get it, I heard you, I empathize with you, but you still got to get it. You still got to lose weight, regardless of how you look at it, regardless of how you feel, regardless of what traumas you've been through, regardless of whatever. You got to make that happen because it's not just this look. It's your health, dog. That's not healthy. You're not gonna. You're. I'm telling you, you ain't gonna make it that far,
Respect you, you respect me.
bro. This is stupid. This is so stupid. This is so stupid, bro. And disingenuous at its finest, dog. Because what it sounds like to me is a lot of people aren't talking to her. Yeah, she might have a gym, but she damn sure ain't using it. If she is using it, she just started. We all know people who are naturally thick, right? But they're still doing what they can to make sure that they maintain or get a little smaller the best way that they can. Nobody's saying that you have to be a toothpick. Nobody's saying that you have to be 110 pounds. Nobody's saying that, bro, but you need to be in a healthy weight. You're 5'2", dog. Nowhere in the world is that healthy. There ain't no such thing as big boney because at the end of the day, your bones are your bones. Your bones don't get fatter. So this is asinine, man. This is crazy to me. This is I don't get it. I don't get it. I promise you, I really don't get it. I don't understand it. But hey, that is what it is. So make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. It's going to help the algorithm, you know what I'm saying, for more people who want to just get content like mine. It just kind of pissed me off a little bit. My bad, y'all. My bad. So I want to go ahead and move on to the next segment, though. The ones that we've been waiting on, because, boy, it's about to get crazy over here. You understand me, big dog? So, hold up. What did these do? Hold on, give me a second. All right, so as I said, as we've been waiting on the big one, right? So for those of you who don't know, there's been this huge drama between uh Randy Rosario from Let's Rant About It, Keita Rose from Tonight's Conversation, and Kitty Rose. Is it Kitty Rose or Kitty? I'm just gonna say Kitty because I don't want to mess up the names. But there has been a lot of BS going on in regards to that situation, and I want to talk about it because it gets messy. But first, we're gonna start off with the hold up. We're gonna start off with Randy Rosario and Six the Goddess because they've been going at it too. This is crazy. So we're gonna tie it all in at the end with Kitty Rose. So we're gonna let's dive into it. Give me a second. I don't know why this thing be acting so doggone crazy sometimes, I swear. Give me a second, my people. No, what happened to my cue, dog? I hate when this shit do that. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. One second. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna start off with 6 to Goddess first. Let's get it. Hold up, that ain't the one. That ain't the one. Give me a second. Jesus Christ, what happened to my cue? Give me a second, y'all. Let me pull this shit up. Cue, and then let's go here. All right. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna start. So yeah, we're gonna start with 6 to Goddess, and then we're gonna go into 6 to Goddess and Randy Rosario. Then we're gonna go into 6 to Goddess with Keita Rose, and then we're gonna end it and bring it all together with Kitty. All right, bet. Let's get it. No, she didn't.
Number one. Number two, 6. I didn't know who you were before you got to tonight's conversation as a guest, and I don't know who you are after, so I'm genuinely confused as to why you're speaking on us, and I'm really just hoping that it's not for clout. Are you okay? Blink twice. Do you need help? You think that you're better than certain women because you look a certain way, you're aesthetically appeasing, but let me tell you, that energy, that attitude, that aura is disgusting. Tell them about how I ate you up for trying to be rude to women that are bigger than you, saying that they only have bottom feeder boyfriends because who would want them? The truth of the matter is you were brought into a situation to be an agitator, and you tried to actually go against black women because you don't understand anything about unity. You don't understand anything about the bigger picture, and that's very obvious. Stop speaking on me. You don't know me, and trust me, you don't want to know me. If you need a stage, maybe you can come on Let's Rant about it.
Now, that unfortunate creature is Randy. The way that y'all throw rocks and hide y'all hand need to be studied, okay? The way that y'all project your bad behaviors on others need to be looked at Harvard. Now, we're going to go over what actually happened between Randy and I, because what Keita and Randy are doing right now is they're trying to expose Ace for not being who he acts like he is. And it's all a projection because they proclaim to be like the woman's girl's girl, but they're far from that. They are the quite literal definition of what mean girls are. Now, before we get into exactly what happened and them lying on me, first, Randy, stop telling people you don't know me, okay? You've been lying like this from the second I met you. Are you not tired? I beg, okay? Do your findings. Because, girl, the lie of you don't know me is getting old, girl. Imagine you're at work and some new person comes in and you recognize them from social media and you be like, oh, I don't like their content. So in the middle of y'all employee meeting, you blurt out, that's why motherfuckers don't like you. Okay, everyone knows what would happen. You'd be fired. You'd be escorted off the premises. That would for sure be your last day there. So the way that Randy is doing this whole thing of like, oh my God, I got fired, I'm the victim, is so weird. Because how long, Randy, did you think you could treat other employees and treat people like this and you would still have a job? Roll the clip.
I am a high school dropout. I dropped out at 16.
Let me show y'all exactly why she mad. Hold on, watch this clip, because I ate her up good, Bookie Butt.
True or false? When a man isn't financially confident, he tends to go for bigger women.
True.
Explain.
Because you have to look at when I say go for, I mean, I would think the same way. Like if it's a woman who is saying, okay, who can I who could I get something out of? She might choose the guy who might seem more lame, like women don't really approach him. I think people in our nature are predatory in a way, like when we are looking to gain something, we tend to look for who would be most likely. So to me, if I'm a guy, I just got out of jail, I got probation fees, I need somewhere to stay, I'm not gonna go for a woman who works out 5 days a week and looks good. I'm gonna go for the bigger girl. I'm gonna say, you know, there's more of a chance that she'll be willing to compromise because deep down inside she feels like maybe she has to compensate for the lack of the aesthetics.
Respectfully, that's probably the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my life, bro. So you think because a woman is plus size or out of shape that her mental and what she accepts in life and what she should be expected to accept in life is less than because
Yeah, because look what she accepts for herself.
Now, that clip was edited. In the clip, she said, oh, you know, respectfully, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. But in reality, she looked me dead in my eyes and she said, disrespectfully, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. And she decided that she could say all of this about me because of the 1 minute response I gave, because according to her, she had never heard of me a day in her life before. So a woman that you don't know can come in, be asked a question, answer the question, and it warrants all of this. That was all it took.
Yeah.
It's giving, we're not buying it, Randy. This was too much energy for it to not be something deeper. And I know that you project in your video, so I'm thinking it was like a, are you the one that's jealous?
She do.
Okay, because I noticed a few things, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let me first show you all the rest of what happened. And it kind of makes the clip I just showed you that she stitched even more weird, because it's like, girl, this girl didn't bother you. Y'all came and did this to me, and now you're making this like these antagonistic responses like, oh, let me show y'all why 6 mad. She mad because I disrespected her to her face. Yes, bitch. What the fuck? Of course. Let me show y'all the rest.
Making the most money.
No, I'm doing my both sides.
So what you mean?
I'm doing my both sides.
So because we're
making the most money, and they're the highest rated entrepreneur.
So that takes away from the fact that they're still
they got money for food.
So, but that still takes away. That takes away from the fact that that's why motherfuckers don't. That's why we don't like you, bro.
So
I'm so glad you said it, and it's noted.
Yeah, I just met you today. I didn't know who the fuck you were before we got here.
No, stop cussing at me. Stop cussing at me. No, baby.
Look at this.
You ain't gotta cuss at me. You ain't gotta be disrespectful. Have I respected you?
Yeah.
So you can do whatever you want, and then what? Then what happens?
All right. So hold on. I'm gonna keep it playing. But so far, Shorty said 6 the guy that said she asked Randy, did she disrespect her? Randy said yes. So I'm trying to figure out how. That's one, because just based off the context of this video right here, I don't see no disrespect. I don't see any of it. She just said her piece. She said what she felt. She said what she believed. And then Randy, you know, being who she is, ratchet, you know, unruly and all that shit, turns around and say disrespectfully, you know, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Okay, cool. That's how you feel it. That's how you rolling right now. You feel me? So, all right. Randy be showing her true colors for real.
You do whatever you want. Then what's the next move?
Yeah.
You're not wrong without retaliating.
Look at her.
I have been respectful.
She provokes a lot of shit. Her and Keita. Both of them together? Together, bro? It ain't it. Because the thing is, they talk as if they are right. They talk as if they know it all, as if they got the blueprint, as if they got the whole thing working. Snakes in the grass, bro. Those would be the same chicks. So for ladies, pay attention to these type of women. These are the type of women who gonna act like they on your side, but at any given moment, they will switch up on you. I guarantee it.
So respectful towards you. Y'all poke the bear. Then when someone check you like feminine.
Look at Trip. I think, you know what? I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, bro. Do I believe it was a little bit about money? 100%. But I think Trip was getting frustrated. I think Trip left because of all the drama. I think Trip left because of the toxicity. I think that's why Trip got up out of there. If I'm being 100% honest. Because he said he's seen a lot of BS going on in the back end. He saw a lot of bullshit. And he's like, yeah, dog, I don't need to surround myself with this. So I need to go ahead and get up out of here. Real talk. Look at him. Look at him. He frustrated right here. Just a whole bunch of cats. Meow, meow. That's all you hear. You just hear a whole bunch of cats just talking. Nobody's saying nothing. You just hear a whole bunch of noise.
You came in here upset. Yeah, you came in here upset. Excuse me. The fuck? When I tried to say hi, that's not an issue because I stitched a video.
Now, Kitty and Randy are currently going around social media calling me aggressive, saying that I was yelling at them, calling them all type of bitches, and I got so masculine. But as I said before, as a dark-skinned tall woman, I am so used to that. Anytime someone gets into it with me, especially if it's someone significantly lighter complected than me, I'm always going to get, labeled as the aggressor. When you're a tall woman, they're always going to say, oh, you're manly. Oh, you deserved it because of this and that. It goes back into like what's going on with Megan Thee Stallion, where they felt like, oh, because of what she did, she deserved to be shot at. That's literally how they did me. And colorism is a microaggression, which is what that was. They sat there and antagonized me and ganged up on me and disrespected me for no reason. And in their mind, it was okay. And if you pay attention to what Randy said, she's like, where's the femininity? That translation is, I hate that anyone likes this girl. I hate that this girl is helping anyone. And I want to try to discredit her. So I'm going to disrespect her in her face. And then I'm going to say, look how aggressive she is. Okay, it's a story all this time. And is it just me or something don't sit right in my spirit about someone that looks like this, with a preference like this, and children like this, always making comments like the ones I'm about to show you, and her sidekick, Batman and Robin, Anastasia and Drizella, I'm noticing a common denominator with all the women y'all tend to have an issue with and try to humiliate and bully. Let's examine. So y'all have a problem with me in my chocolatey glory. Who else do y'all have a problem with? Oh my. So there was aggressive, there goes that word, interactions with her too. Hey, fellow chocolate girl. Hey girl, hey. Who else? Oh, this one right here had y'all sick. Keita can't even say this girl's name. We might as well change Kitty's name to y'all favorite Kitty. So the real truth is, y'all don't like seeing the chocolate girls win. You don't like seeing the chocolate girls get more attention than you. But y'all really need to find a better way to deal with that than these outbreaks, okay? These outbursts and attacking us. Honey, it's okay. I understand that you mad, but how long can this go on, girl? So weird comments like this are also strange. You still gonna stick by the fact that you had no problem and you don't know who I am. This is highly personal. Like, you're very invested in this. Anyway, Randy ends up lying to Ace, saying that she apologized to me, but she never did. Now she's running around talking about how she's more depressed than she's ever been. It's like, sweetie, you're depressed because you've been doing wrong. You've been doing wrong. You haven't apologized. You haven't made it right. And you know deep down inside, you're wrong from how you've been acting, okay? Right. You were the abuser's pit bull. So, honey, good luck on your job shirts, okay? We got LinkedIn.
Easter at Five Below means everything's already a basket stuffer. Like that. And this?
Hey, babies. I am...
Ooh, hold up. Not yet. Not yet.
Number 1. Number 2, 6. I didn't know who you were. Watch episode on
so this is part 2. So this is this other side of it. So it was Six the Goddess and Randy Rosario. Now she flipped it over and now she's talking about Keita Rose now specifically.
Because me and Randolph had to handle the bitch. Why? Because she thought she was being slick in person, and then the femininity coach, she teaches women how to be feminine, started bucking up and talking like this and saying bitch back, and we was all fighting. And
Now, Keita is the other one in this situation who is also currently unemployed. The same thing applies with her. How long did you think you could carry on the way you were carrying on at work and that you would still have a job? It's super interesting for me now to see Keita, throwing a fit about how she didn't get paid. But the truth is this. The same way that you felt as though y'all did not owe me basic human respect in my face, or at the very least, to just do our job and go home, the same way y'all felt like I was not owed basic human respect because of my talking points or my tone, or that you don't like my content. It's crazy how karma works, because now the same thing is happening where now Ace is saying that because of something that you did or said, or because of however y'all interacted, that you don't deserve to get paid. But see me, I'm not a hater, okay? If you did the work, you need to get paid. Even though the work that you were doing was to be the pit bull for Ace. You project by calling women like me a pit bull, but I'm not on nobody's payroll to sit there and sick them on women that they bring in. The way I do my content on my page is for me and the people that like it, and there is 250,000 people who enjoy it. Now, you see how Keita, once again, when you're dealing with tall, dark-skinned women, do you see how her impersonation of me was, oh, yeah, and to paint me out to be masculine and to paint me out to be aggressive. Now, I'm going to show you what actually happened, and we're going to break the rest of this down.
I'm making the most money.
No, I'm doing my both sides.
So what you mean?
I'm doing my both sides.
So because we're
making the most money, and they're the highest rated entrepreneur.
So that takes away from the fact that they're still.
They got money for food.
So, but that still takes away. That takes away from the fact that's why motherfuckers don't. That's why we don't like you, bro.
So
I'm so glad you said it, and it's noted.
Yeah, I just met you today. I didn't know who the fuck you were before we got here.
No, stop cussing at me. Stop cussing at me.
That's why we don't like you, bruh. But I don't know you. We just met you today. So how you know you don't like somebody? So how you know you don't like somebody if you just met them that day? You don't even know much about that person. All right, bet. I got it.
No, baby. So this is what we have a problem. I'm gonna do. You ain't gotta cuss at me. You ain't gotta be respectful. Have I respected you?
Yeah.
So you can do whatever you want, and then what? Then what happens? You do whatever you want. Then what's the next move?
Yeah.
Then I'm wrong without retaliating. I have been respectful. I have been respectful towards you. Y'all poke the bear. Then when someone check you like feminine,
You came in here upset. Yeah, you came in here upset.
Excuse me.
When I tried to say hi, and you had an issue because I stitched a video. It's social media.
Now, if anybody can find in that clip where I was like, oh, you bitches, a bitch ain't come out my mouth, a profanity ain't come out my mouth, okay? The very first thing that was said to me as soon as I sat down by Randy was, disrespectfully, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Like, I literally sat down and they were like, hey, everything we're about to say to you is for the purpose of disrespect. Like, who the fuck does that? So the correct way for them to handle this would be to say, and you would think, this is how you know that they're the exact type of women that I be talking about, which is why they don't like me. The way that they do fuck shit, throw rocks, hide their hands, lie, never apologize, try to do anything they can to avoid any form of accountability. Now, you would think that after them both being fired, unemployed, and Keita crying online because how she gonna make her bills, you would think that they would have that moment to say, you know what? Let's reflect into the part we played into this, okay? Let's reflect. Let's not sit here and we'll just paint Ace out to the abuser and forget that we were the ones abusing guests as well, because we wanted to make sure that we kept our job and we were getting paid. That would be the right way to handle it. But instead, you're doubling down and lying more. And now you're even starting rumors that I slept with Ace. Now, Keita. Now that sounds like a projection to me.
No, we talking about Six the God. The goddess. And it's funny because she teaches women how to be like feminine, right? But during the episode, as we're calling her out, she and Randy start to get into it. So she's yelling, Randy's yelling. She's like, oh, I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the feminist coach. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ace ain't knock her on the couch of doom. Smash them papas. All these hoes don't like me. I'm not sure. I be sitting next to him. Maybe that's why.
I'm man, Keita foolish. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, ain't even got nothing to do with Six, bro. I knew this from the first time I saw a video, a post of Keita Rose. This is way before tonight's conversation. I immediately knew she was full of shit, bro. I knew she was, bro. This aggressive ass attitude. She got a smart ass mouth for no fucking reason. She hella defensive. She gives the most toxic advice to all women. And she really lived by that shit. Using her bipolar disorder, PTSD, mind you, I got that shit too. Not bipolar, but PTSD from the military. She used all that shit as an excuse to act the way that she acts, and she weaponizes it. And I don't rock with her. I don't rock with people like that, bro. I don't rock with her, bro. I don't rock with people who use their situations and they weaponize it for whatever reason to make them to get sympathy, to get money, or whatever the case may be, man. I'm stupid, dog. Can't stand chicks like that. I never rocked with Keita on anything.
So I'm just gonna say this just in case, but for the record, I never slept with Ace, never would. Matter of fact, if Ace was the last man on earth and it depended on him and I to repopulate it, the human race would just have to die out, honey. So these are the self-proclaimed girls. I'm a girl's girl, but I'm going to slut shame. I'm going to lie and put bodies on women that they don't have. You know, women like Keita, you know, as long as you're doing what she wants you to do, as long as you're acting the way she wants, as long as you're using the tone that she wants, oh, she'll laugh with you and kiki and all of that. And then the minute that she doesn't get her way, them the type of girls right there, honey, they gonna tell your business the same way she been doing Kitty. People are trying to act like, oh, her and Kitty, it was a business relationship. No, their children played together. They were at each other's homes, okay? And then the minute that Kitty don't act the way she feels, because she's the master cracking that whip, and y'all blackies better listen to me. So the minute that the blackies get out of order to her, oh, honey, the gloves come off. She can exploit everything. She's exploiting Ace's, you know, SA. She's over here telling everyone, oh, Kitty's in debt. I had to buy her food. I can't stand them girls where they so cool when things going their way. But the minute you fall out, now they want to tell your business, tell everybody everything that you did for them. They're quite literally the worst type of people. I swear to you.
And I'm like, yeah, that's what that soft life is. You're a slut. Cool. So she was like, I don't like big women. I don't like big women because as black women, we are the ones that cook for our family. So if we're big, such and such. And so she was on live on Instagram calling fat women fluffy. You're saying you fat bitches are mad and just different things like that. It didn't really get to me because at the end of the day, listen.
Now, what you just saw there is Keita once again lying. Now, my content ain't for the week, okay? Don't come over to my content if you want someone to tell you what you want to hear, because it will not be it. I'm not explaining myself too much about my content and the way I do it, because I'm a grown woman and everyone can create content the way they want to. If you don't like it, you ain't got to watch it. Never once did I get on there and say, oh my God, I don't like big girls. She literally, they have to lie and say these things because they're trying to find a way to justify their actions towards me because they know they looking kind of crazy over here. Talk about they was abused. Girl, you was not abused, honey. You are the abuse, okay? Ace would send you to do the abusing. So now they have to resort to lying to try to justify their treatment toward me, baby. Girl, you making this so hard. Just be like, you know what? I was wrong. And me being in an environment and needing my money, I was selfish. I just wanted my money. I didn't care about who I hurt. And that's the real reason why you're crashing out over not getting paid, because you sold your soul. See, had you not sold your soul, you could have handled that in a simple lawsuit and got your money like that. But you have to crash out and do all this because you're angry, because it's like, what? I sold my soul for you. I was your pit bull. I was your bully. I disrespected people for you. I did all that. And then you're going to fire me and you're not going to pay me. That's why she's responding like this, y'all. And that's why, but see, once again, I ain't no hater. So I'll be the one to say she deserved to get paid. You might have told me that I didn't deserve basic human respect because of something I did. But I will say that right is right and wrong is wrong. You need to get paid because you sure was a full-blown pit bull. And then there's comments like this. Once again, the colorist undertones that I be talking about. The first thing they're going to always say is masculine. Her goal the whole time was to discredit me because how dare this chocolate girl be looked at as a femininity coach? How dare she be the favorite? And that's all I'm going to say about on you, Keita, because, honey, the truth is your ex leaving and stealing your money and running off is enough punishment, honey. You don't need to be beat up on no more, honey. Especially the way your man was looking me up and down like he wanted to eat me straight out my clothes. So that's the worst. When your man is like thirsty and like Googling your ops. Oh my God, the worst. So you've had enough. But I just want to put that out there that she's literally lying. I never slept with Ace and she's a real mean girl. And most of what's happening to her is simply karma. So yeah, I hate that for you.
That's bruh, what?
Hold on. Before you pay for it.
Bruh, that is wild. That is wild. That is fucking wild, dog.
You may know Frontgate for our outdoor furniture.
That is fucking wild.
But did you know we bring the same quality?
Hey yo, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and do so, and make sure you hit the notification button as well. That's going to help the algorithm push out the content to people who like to see my type of content. So let's continue on to the same video.
Hey babies, I am going to go ahead and address some of the things that were said about me that you all keep asking me about. Please understand, I'm done with this conversation after that. I have real life things to worry about, and this drama stuff is not something that I want to actually put my time into. Okay, but first things first, the address situation. Since it's been told that I doxed or that I leaked Keita's address, let me just go ahead and have that conversation first. The only reason why I asked Ashley, which is Randy's assistant slash best friend, well, ex-assistant slash ex-best friend, the only reason why I asked her that to begin with is because me and Keita were in conversations. At this point, I had already cut Randy off. And at this point, me and Keita had already had a deep conversation. There was a lot of things that came up in those conversations that confirmed that it was the right decision for me to cut Randy off. Now, Randy, because I'm sure you're going to see this video, you wanted to know why I cut you off. There was a conversation you had with me that rubbed me the wrong way. You were telling me about something that your stepson, your oldest stepson, was going through. And I'm going to say bottles because you'll know what that conversation is. That conversation rubbed me the wrong way because I'm a stepmother and I'm a mother. And I tried to let it slide. But when Keita reached out to me that summer, and she was saying that she realized that I had unfollowed her and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, that's weird for her to reach out to me. I thought she wouldn't rock with me like that.
What was that? What was that? Are those receipts? Let's see.
Realized that I had unfollowed her and blah, blah, blah.
Good morning, Keita. Do you have time to talk this weekend? I'm planning in Dallas. I want to discuss. Damn, both of their name Keita. That's crazy. This weekend. I haven't seen you in a while, and I noticed you want to follow me and remove me from me as a follower. No problem at all. From the moment we met, whether it was outside forces, internal issues, we haven't been able to foster a good business relationship nor friendship. And as you know, sometimes people just don't align, and sometimes it's not for any reason. I've always admired your ability to stand on business and not fake a friendship. And in this industry where everyone is fake, I can appreciate that. I haven't spoke on you and will continue to not speak on you. I wish you nothing but prosperity on your journey. Okay.
And I was like, well, that's weird for her to reach out to me. I thought she wouldn't rock with me like that. Once I reached out to you and I asked you, and I'm going to make sure that I show that. As a matter of fact, let's make sure that we have that for a second. Once I asked you about that, you were kind of standoffish. And I know you. You usually know a lot of things. That was, let's see, that was June 23rd. I sent you a screenshot of what Keita had sent to me. I said, hey, love, is there something going on? Keita texted me last night.
Hold on now. Hey, love, is there something going on? Keita texted me last night. I was trying to talk to, was it Randy Band? Oh, Randy texted me last night. I was trying to talk to her in person about the message. I know it was Ace. Watched all of my stories after. I know this pattern, but figured I'd ask you. She hasn't responded to my text or call. Oh, honey, I have no idea. You know I'm over here gardening. Oh, shit. She
I
got,
was
well,
trying to
she
talk
coming
to her
out
in
with the
person
receipts,
about the
huh?
message. I noticed HY saw my stories after. I noticed pattern, but figured I'd ask you. She hasn't responded to my text or call. You said, oh, honey, I have no idea. You know I'm over here gardening. Did you unfollow her? I said, yes, ma'am. I told you. Lo saw her stories, and I figured it's why she texted me too. I don't know. I just figured I'd ask because I was confused. You said, I'm hollering. I told you. Okay. I know you, and it's the same thing that your ex-assistant and your ex-best friend highlighted. You have a tendency to know when things are going on, but you will play your hand like you don't. And that's the reason why I reached out to you. And when you did that, I talked to my best friend. I said, something's off about that. Because any other time, if it was your drama, man, you would have been on that phone going back and forth in text, calling and all that. And I didn't like that energy. Okay. So that slides. We get past that. Me and Keita finally have a conversation. A lot of things came out in that conversation. You accused me of stealing your idea. You accused me of stealing a moment to excel from you. Let's talk about that for a second. As a matter of fact, let's look that up. And I'm going to make sure that I post these here so y'all will know that I'm not lying because I have no reason to. Let's type in a moment to excel. See y'all. Let's see. All right, let's see. All right. This is after you had conversations with Ace and his team without my presence about the tour that I came up with. By the way, let's go ahead and address this here. On the West Coast leg, you rode with me, my husband, and my best friend. You and your husband rode with us. You saw the meeting with the web designer. You saw the meetings that me and Beverly were having about a moment to excel. But you told Keita that I stole the idea, right? This is many of the reasons why I just decided me and you could never be cool again. I said, let's do this because I had to pray about a lot yesterday and today. Let's leave a moment to excel with me. This is my baby, and I really want it to be a moment to excel with Kitty Rose. I love to bring you on as a guest speaker. I won't take any of your ideas because I believe we can put together one of your original plans and use your concept of the bundles and cards. I've already put so much into it, and I don't want to change too much of it. On top of that, percentages, agreements, and legalities would be too much considering how far in it I already am. Let's do the concept you had earlier in the year and last year. You can bring me on as a guest or a co-host. You said that makes absolute sense. Thank you for understanding, honey. Because I was going to say I didn't want to do the book immediately, wanted to wait until January or February to release that. Now, highlighted that because that was one of the things that Keita told me that you said. I don't know why you're making it seem like I'm such a thief and a bad person and stuff. And I'm going to get to the conversation between me and Ashley in just a minute. Because you said I reached out to her. I'm going to show you that I didn't. I don't like this kind of stuff. This is tacky and childish and immature. Okay. Another thing, me and Keita sat on the phone. After all this stuff had came up, after we've gone screenshot for screenshot, text for text, and we like, wow. We both realized that you had an issue with the both of us. You played sides. On one side, you were telling Keita things about me. I'm going to show that in a minute. On the other side, you'll say things to me about Keita. For you to make it seem like I was pinning y'all against each other, you know the truth about that. I didn't have a reason to. You had issues. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk about that as well. You had issues that you highlighted. We'll just talk about, we'll bring this all in because it's all incorporated. The label situation. So on the phone, me and Keita one day, we sitting on the phone for a couple of hours. I'm in the kitchen. Keita tells me that her address was leaked. And I believe she said it was in January or something like that. Now me, I'm like, hold on. I remember January. So I go through all of our messages to January, me and your messages, Randy. And I go through all of our messages for January. And this is January of 2024, right? Just so we can make sure, because I know y'all like to say that people make screenshots. I'm going to take it all the way back because it's something that y'all said I wanted to make sure that I addressed. Let me go up. This is a conversation you had between you and Natasha. This is prior to January 9th.
Ooh, they messy,
all right.
Boy.
You said to Natasha, hey, beautiful. I hope all is well. We have boxes that belong to Keita and Ace from Merch in My Garage. And don't worry, I'm going to post it here. Are we allowed to put that shipping on our invoice this week? I'd also like to speak to you about a couple of concerns from this weekend. She said, hey, love, I'm on the road. We'll follow up when I get home. Hold on the shipping, please. Awesome. I had a great talk with Ace. Everything outside of the boxes are handled. I'll hold the boxes for Ace, but Kita's products has to get out of my garage. She was rude to me all weekend, didn't speak, blocked me on social media. I won't house someone's products that's disrespecting me. Okay? That's the comment. That's the conversation between you and Natasha. All right. Then you said you told Kels he had one day to send a shipping label or it was in the trash. And then you said, well, JT told him. Okay. All right. And then you said, I'm going to assume he told him because I woke up blocked this morning. Hold on. Let me take us back to January 9th. Matter of fact, we'll just make it easier. January 9th, you said Kels sent the shipping labels. Right? Mm-hmm. Go back. January 10th. The day after, 12:50. Kitty Boom. Cuz sent 2 of the same shipper labels and called to ask if we would go to FedEx to help iron it out. No, sir. Have Kita make a video to get her attention. Adios. That was January 10th. The only reason I ever said anything to Kita about that is because she told me her address was leaked in January. And I said, oh, that's funny. So you know what I did? Because I was going to have a conversation with Ashley anyway. I asked Ashley. After Ashley told me everything that you were conspiring against us on, the revenge that you were seeking, how you were as a person, the things you said about me, the things you said about Kita, the things you said about Ace. I asked Ashley at the end of that conversation, I said, I'm going to ask you a question. Oh, did Randy leak Kita's address? Ashley said, yes. Well, Randy came up with the idea. She told a cousin or something like that. And that cousin told a friend, and that was the person who actually leaked it. Ooh. Yeah. The crazy thing about this, since y'all are kumbayaing together, is Ashley confirmed that on the phone with Kita after me and Kita got off the phone. I didn't even want to tell the girl because I was heartbroken. My mom's was there. My husband was there. My best friend was there. Everybody was a witness to that. We didn't want to tell her because it was disgusting.
Look, from the very beginning, football's been a conspiracy to make us hungry. Now let me tell you where it all started.
And we'll call this
they going
make people crave bacon.
Everybody loves bacon.
I love bacon.
Listen.
She stayed close to me. And she had a son. And I found that out when me and her actually got some time to spend with each other and stuff like that. Yeah. But, so that's that. That's the whole address situation. I never leaked the address. I never did any of that. I confirmed things with Kita. And I wish y'all would have told the truth on that because it made me look like a very horrible person. That's not who I am. But this is what I'm also going to put. Let's see. Where is... Let's see if I can find this girl. All right. This is a conversation on IG between me and your ex-best friend / assistant. We're going to take it all the way to the top. And you know what? I made sure... just in case she tried to delete anything, I went on and blocked her. You ain't finna delete nothing. Nah. Okay. Let me see. Go to the newest messages. Let me see. This is November 20th. Hold on. Go to, why is it set up like this? Why is it set up like that? Why is it not let? There we go. Okay, y'all, because it wasn't trying to let me go beyond it first. All right, let's keep going. And I'm going to make sure that I post this as well. So y'all can see that I didn't reach out to this girl. All right. June 11th at 8:42, mention you in their story. July 16th at 4:32, reply to your story and do not unblock that demon. Laugh out loud who? This one. Story unavailable, so I don't even remember what that story was. I said, it says, story unavailable. I signed an NDA, but the girl always talking about suing someone. I already knew she was talking about you, Randy. Oh, I know who you're referring to. Protect yourself. I'm covered. Got hip quick this time around. All right. She says, my whole family's from Texas, blah, blah, blah. Keep your guard up on tour. Thank you so much. I said, laugh aloud. You must have seen my deleted story from yesterday. She said, I did. But yesterday was the day I blocked her on everything. Gave her back her passwords to everything and quit working for her. Now, I'm going to post this whole conversation because I don't feel like reading all of that. I don't feel like reading. But she did confirm that you bully people. You You bully. I'm sorry. She said you bully your husband. I'm sorry. Let's see.
Hold up.
Hold on. She
Run
said
that
she
back. What
wants
she say?
husband. I'm sorry. Let's see. Guard up on tour. Thank you so much.
Hold up. What
I
she
said,
say?
laugh aloud. You must have seen my deleted story from yesterday. She said I did, but yesterday was the day I blocked her on everything. Gave her back her passwords to everything and quit working for her. Now I'm going to post this whole conversation because I don't feel like reading all of that.
Hold up. I missed
Unblock
something.
that demon.
I missed something.
Laugh out loud.
Hold
Who?
up.
This one. Story unavailable. So I don't even know what that story was.
I heard.
I said, it says story unavailable. I signed an NDA, but the girl always talking about suing someone. I already knew she was talking about you, Randy. Oh, I know who you're referring to. Protect yourself. I'm covered. Got hip quick this time around. All right. She says, my whole family's from Texas. Blah, blah, blah. Keep your guard up on tour. Thank you so much. I said, laugh aloud. You must have seen my deleted story from yesterday. She said I did, but yesterday was the day I blocked her on everything. Gave her back her passwords to everything and quit working for her. Now I'm going to post this whole conversation because I don't feel like reading all of that. I don't feel like reading. But she did confirm that you bully people. I'm sorry. She said you bully your husband. I'm sorry.
God, I hate it when I'm right. Listen, me and one of my good friends, we had this conversation. Now, mind you, this was before any of this shit came out. Any of this. And I'm pretty sure if you go back to a couple of my previous lives, I probably have said it. But I always knew that the way and Randy Rosario, the way that she behaves and acts on Let's Rant About It, I knew for sure that's probably how she acts at home. That same way. It oozes out of her. She tries to play this role as if she's this extremely feminine woman. Like she just, oh, when I'm at home, I'm so submissive to my man. No, you're not. You're not. Submissive women are submissive women. You don't flip the switch on that shit. That switch is not flipped. 9 times out of 10, just like a masculine man is a masculine man, whether he's at work or he's at home. That shit don't change. He doesn't become a masculine man at work and then come home and all of a sudden he just this soft pushover ass dude. No. He's a masculine man through and through, just like a woman, a submissive and naturally feminine woman. She's going to be a naturally and feminine woman through and through. Not just in one area in her life. It don't work like that, big dog. It don't. And if you can do it, you are an anomaly. But your average person, no, it don't work like that. And so I don't believe it. And so when I looked at her videos and when I did a lot of reaction videos to Let's Rant About It, I knew out the gate. I said, first and foremost, look at how you talk. You're constantly over talking people. You get loud, you get ratchet, you get ghetto. You say a whole bunch of bitches and niggas and bitches. That's you. And I said, there's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way that your man ain't a simp. On one of my closest friends, we talked about this. We were spot on about this. There is absolutely no way that your man is not a simp. I will put my bottom dollar on that. You're too masculine of a woman. You're too aggressive. You talk like you one of the boys. You talk like you one of the homies. Straight up. You sound like a full ass dude when you talk. This masculine tone, this aggression that you have for whatever reason. That's all Randy. That's all Randy. And I knew it out the gate. I knew she bullied that nigga. Because I'm like, look at her and then look at her dude. Real talk. Look at her and look at her dude. Sometimes you can't tell, but sometimes you can. And you could look at her dude and it's like, yeah, that boy a whole simp over there. And mind you, for those people who love to say, well, he got money, I don't care about all that. A masculine man is a masculine man, whether he got money or no money. He's a masculine man. Just like a lame is a lame with money or without it. Just as a duck ass nigga is a duck ass nigga through and through. No matter he got money, he don't got money. A simp is a simp, whether he got money or no money. At the end of the day, he's still a simp. He's still a lame. It is what it is. That's crazy.
Let's see. Hold on. She said she wanted to say something to me sooner, but she was trying to find her own exit strategy. Let's see. Now, like I said, I'm gonna post all this. All right. She said I'm keeping it cute and mute because my husband said we don't go starting looking for trouble. If she ever gets a whiff of you trying to play those games,
mind you, all this shit messy though. All of this shit messy. But to have the receipts to let people know, like, because this is a digital world, you know, you can take one person's situation and it's like, oh, you can take it for face value. But because I'm gonna say this, unless something else comes out, unless some other shit comes out and it's like, oh shit, I'm fucking mind blown. Unless something else come out. So I'm setting the stage right now. Unless anything else comes out in regards to showing proof that this is a lie, that what Kitty is showing us right now is a lie. If either Keita or Randy Rosario come out with any information in regards to this in particular, we're not talking about Kitty in her personal life. We're talking about everything in regards to this situation and what she is presenting to us right now. If they can prove evidence, bring us the receipts to show us that that's a lie. As of right now, I'm taking this for face value because neither Keita nor Randy Rosario came with any receipts. Even with the receipts that Randy Rosario tried to come with on Six the Goddess, she still failed because she looked like the abuser more than other than Six the Goddess. Her and Keita, they showed themselves. So, and then to top it off, then you got this. Yeah, big dog. I don't know.
She has proof. All right.
I'm taking this as face value right now. Until I'm proven.
I'm gonna post all that so y'all can see, but I just want to highlight. All right, there we go. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, she thought you and Keita linked up because of your mutual dislike for her and it bothered her. She's really on some revenge type S for real, Kitty. She says you're an outsider who came in and messed up TC. Ace needs to be careful because she's not coming to play nice. She wants everything he has for real. The tour, the show, the app, the card game. She even had me pulling clips of his for her to redo for her audience. It's quite sick.
Let's rant about it.
I said, she is sick. I didn't come in and do a thing. She kept up all the drama. I was bullied. This is
This is not my first career. It's basically like learning
think about it. We look at let's rant about it.
Community, a new language for me, and I don't feel as confident as like my peers because the majority of them have like a medical background, whereas like I have an education background, which is totally
sick. Now,
ooh. Hold up, what they say? What they say? Dear Randy and JT, I hope this message finds you doing well and enjoying the summer. Extremely hot though it may be. What? I am reaching out via email because I have been unable to connect via phone or text. My reach outs have been an attempt to understand your desire or not to continue the relationship with Ace Metaphor Productions, specifically in light or recent IG posts that have been brought to my and Ace's attention. While we understand that your team moves in many circles, there is a perception that posts about lawsuits, telling my story, and artist beefs is a direct reference to your relationship. What she said? JT said this is what we needed them to send in order to move forward with. Oh shit. Ooh-wee. Boy. It's disturbing how many people felt comfortable sending me negativity yesterday, like legit disturbing. Changing my phone number again. One of my biggest issues with people is everyone wants to be a victim. Everyone wants to justify their BS and not be the bad guy. When I've been wrong in situations, I sit on it. I don't play ego games. That's cap. Y'all will legit be wrong and stand on the wrongness. I don't want y'all anywhere near me, honestly. Y'all want to talk about how your mate ain't shit, but you keep picking them. Ooh-wee, boy. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Well, I'm talking about they weren't playing with them receipts, boy. God damn. Oh shit. What's the video? What's the voice message? Hit that bit.
I'm sorry for the voice note. I'm a stay-at-home mom and I got both my kids here, so I can't text right now, but I will tell you this. She honestly thinks that everybody is attempting to steal ideas from her while literally telling me Keita is too dumb to steal Ace's whole idea. You don't have the ability to execute stealing the tonight's conversation, like, I guess not platform, but like outline to do it for yourself. And basically with Let's Rant About It, that's exactly what she's done, from the card game to basically everything. And then like turns around and brags to people outside of tonight's conversation about it. So, you know, she keeps people around her that enable her to feel how she feels because they're not going to check her. And then at the point that they do, she turns around and makes it a them thing. But this is also coming from somebody who told a man she would spit on him and then let her husband deal with him. So, you know, I don't put anything past her at this point. And I really tried because, like, I'm a good person and I'll work with anybody.
Did she say she gonna spit on a person? She'll spit on a person and then put her husband on them. I beg your finest pardon. Hey. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Showing them colors, boy.
That, you know, especially like when we're supposed to be friends, but then to, you know, turn around and go through what I went through Saturday, only for her to turn around and talk about it on Facebook and take it to the internet, even without tagging me. Like, you knew that I knew you were going to know that you were talking about me. And to do that to one of your friends and somebody who works for you when they're having one of their lowest moments that they've had in a long time, like, it was really heartbreaking and crushing. And then to try to play victim, like, I'm glad you feel like I'm a safe space, but I can't be that for you, but you expect me to be that for you is some weird shit. I think it's going to get to a point to where eventually somebody's going to get tired enough of her to just expose her. I'm not really built like that because, baby, I've done a lot of actual, like, true therapy and work on myself to not indulge in my darkness even when somebody is clearly playing in my face. And I sent that stuff to you just so you knew that I knew, you know, that and I'm not saying that I didn't think you believed me. I just wanted there to be proof outside of her trying to go back through and like delete text messages and things like that. Because I know she's sitting over there scared right now, wondering like what's on my mind. But honestly, I don't want to destroy her or anything. Like honestly, I just want her to stay far the F away from me and mine.
That's crazy, bruh.
Like I said, I'm gonna post all this. This is what I find funny. This is some of the issues that I have. When I came onto the tour, there was already an issue with me. And Keita, you know about this. In DC, I can't remember if this was August or September or what it was, but I know it was in 23, probably. 23, probably. Matter of fact, let's just go and find out when it was. Hold on. Let's go and find out when it was. Let's see if I can find it here.
There's a lot going on in that hat.
Mm-hmm. It was 23. All right. There we go. Okay. It was August 27th of 23. All right. This is when the whole ordeal happened in DC. We'll talk about that. The whole ordeal in DC, I believe Ace called you my name by mistake. This is before we had even went on. I think this is probably when y'all were doing like the VIP session and stuff like that, because I know I had came in late. This is what I'm thinking happened. It was Baltimore? Okay. Baltimore, he called us around. So when was the incident? I can't remember that. The incident with the... DC? Let's see. Okay, I got you, baby. Okay, Baltimore was a really good show, and then DC was August 27th. Gotcha. Okay. The 27th, and it's confirmed because at 9:33 you wrote me. He called you the wrong name. I guess there was an ordeal before I had came on. I saw you and Kels talking. You were pretty upset. You said that you had helped him make $1 million. You want to go help him make another $1 million. When I heard that, I said, hey, do y'all need a second to yourself? You said yes. I let y'all have that. August 27th at 2:05, I said, I'm going to watch your table. Had no idea it was about me. Had no idea the conflict was about me. I'm going to watch your table. This is at 2:05, August 27th, right? I had no idea. The only way that I found out was something was going on was when I wasn't able to be on the pods that I'm usually on. I think I was limited to the third pod? You didn't come on. Was it the first pod she didn't come on to? Or it was something, I can't remember. Did she do all her pods or was it one? Okay.
She came on right when the show was started.
Got it. Okay, because I couldn't remember what it was. You threw a full fit.
This Easter, build a basket that takes them out of this world.
It wasn't until Randy came and told me that you were upset about the wrong name being called. Yeah, I guess Ace had called you the wrong name. And you said that he didn't take it serious or something like that. Randy had that conversation with me. Ace and his team was talking to me and my husband because I'm always the rational one, right? I'm always the one who's mature and I can make sense of stuff, right? But it wasn't fair because I was limited. And so after that, it was just a whirlwind of problems after that. Because I felt like it wasn't just the name that was the issue. I felt like it was more than just a name, which then that's when Randy had told me that I made you feel dumb on stage. And you said to Randy, I made you feel like you needed to read books or something like that. And I'm not being funny when I say that because you told me the same exact thing when we was at the park.
What? Somebody made you feel dumb, made you feel like you need to read books. Well, if you feel that way, then go read some books. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Up your education. Go read some more. Go get some more knowledge. It is what it is. The way that your feelings ain't got shit to do with her. That's you. That's your problem. That's your own problem that you got to deal with, bro. Grow the fuck up, Keita Rose.
As a matter of fact, when we had the conversation, and I told you didn't need that. You didn't need to do all of that. We all bring something to the conversation. All of us do. You're the comedic perspective. You're the comedic relief. Brilliant.
Cool. You can still be the comedic relief and still have some knowledge and not be toxic as fuck. Let's not act like comedians aren't smart. Let's act like these motherfuckers ain't knowledgeable. But you, Keita Rose, you aren't that knowledgeable. You spew out a lot of toxic shit that a lot of people don't agree with unless they're toxic just like your ass. Real talk. Most men, especially most men, most masculine men, most men who have common sense, most men who aren't feminist, they ain't rocking with the shit that you talking about. Because a lot of shit that you talking about is BS. So if you feel as if you feel dumb, we'll go read some books. I just found out from my homie, shout out to my boy. I just found out there's a book on how to read faster. So you can learn how to read a book. You can learn how to read 200 pages within an hour. 200 pages. Now just sit back and think about the person that you are and how many pages you can read within 40 minutes. Just 40 minutes. You think you can read 200 pages in 40 minutes? That's wild.
That's exactly the funny. That's what you're supposed to be. I just think that all of this is funny. And if it's anything that I didn't mention, I'm going to be sure to post it all up in here. But I warned you, Keita, even about Randy. I did. After the conversations with me and Ashley, and you and Ashley, after those conversations, I told you, you're going to have to protect yourself from that person. And that's why I say I find it funny that y'all clicked up on me, a mutual hate on me. For both of y'all, I never wanted a friendship to be formed off of no problems that we had with anybody else. The conversation that we had, Keita, you and I, that we had, was it the second time in DC? And we didn't get to finish that conversation. That's when Randy had came in. Yeah. That's when Randy came in and we didn't get to finish that actual conversation. But after we really got a chance to sit down and have conversations, we both agreed. Randy played both sides. She played both sides. She was in both of our ears. And we agreed, hey, let's just start this off fresh. Now, Ace's reason for him not being able to work with Randy, that's something that they'll have to bring up.
This is one thing. See, this is why a lot of women can't be friends. This is why a lot of women cannot be friends. Women have an issue with telling their friends straight up what the situation is. You don't have to be disrespectful with having a conversation with your friend about some shit. But this is how you know all of this shit is fake. It's false. It's fraudulent. Simply because I'll give you a breakdown. There could be 3 friends. There could be 3 guys that are friends. No, I'm talking about true friendship. I'm not talking about the fugazi dude who's watching your pockets, who waiting for you to fuck up so he can move in and do whatever. I'm talking about true friendship. If you guys are having an issue together, the mediator, for one, typically there's always a mediator. There's always the one who crash out, and then there's always the one, who kind of he's kind of the one that's kind of like, I ain't trying to deal with this shit. The mediator always brings it together. It's like, hey, no, we finna sit down. We finna have this conversation. I'm not finna have this conversation with you and then go back over here across the street and have this conversation with him. We're going to bring this shit in. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it right here together in each other's faces. I'm not going to let you talk behind his back and vice versa. We're not finna do that. And that's the problem with a lot of these women. They'll throw the rocks and hide their hand. They'll talk shit behind the other person. Then as soon as they show up, they want to act all sweet and nice and shit. Nah, we don't work like that. And that's why a lot of women can't be friends. That's why it's hard for a lot of women to be friends. And that's why it's a lot easier for men to be friends, because the expectation is different. our expectations are different. We aren't feeding off each other's emotion. We're not so emotional about the relationship. There are certain things that as a friend that there's really no full-on expectation. It's just, look, you my homie. I'm loyal to you, but loyalty doesn't mean that I'm also gonna tolerate your bullshit. Loyalty doesn't always mean that I'm gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you straight up, hey, bro, that shit you did is fucked up. Now I may rock with you in public and rock, like if there's a fight or some shit, like, hey, I'm rocking with you. But afterwards, I'm like, hey, nigga, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, don't do that shit again. Like, you tripping, bro. You putting both of us in jeopardy. Come on, dog. We're gonna hold each other accountable in that situation, but there's no full-on expectation here. There's just an unwritten rule of friendship. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're not gonna lie to me. I'm not gonna go behind your back and do no bullshit, because that's not why I made you my friend. You're my friend because the only expectation is for you to be loyal and to be honest with me, regardless of how bad it hurt my feelings. Regardless if I'm get fucked up in the head about it, whatever the case, I want you to be real with me, because I don't want to be out here in the streets looking crazy when I know you could have said something. Regardless if I get mad about it, it looks like, all right, well, I know you're gonna be mad about it, big dog, but I had to be the one to let you know, because I'm looking out for you. Bet, hey, I'll get over it. I appreciate it. Cool. Even if I'm mad at you for even telling me, I'm glad you told me, dog, because now I know.
And discussing stuff like that, the same thing as you and Ace, because I hear the things that y'all are saying about financial abuse and stuff like that. I didn't go through that. Now, for me to highlight another thing. Yep, let's see. This was, matter of fact, let me go to me and Natasha's thread. Oh, I think it's going to be on that phone. Yeah, I think it's going to be on this phone, but I'm going to make sure I post it. I don't know the dates, but I will post it. I had a conversation prior to all of this shenanigans with Natasha, and I agreed to my same rate. You know why? Because I didn't want to lose the people who were still on the panel.
Locked in.
Keita, that was you and Trip. I was willing to keep whatever number I needed to keep if it meant that y'all would get paid more. So for y'all to sit here and say, because I'm fine, I'm comfortable with the rate that I have. Me and my family are good. I'm not a greedy person at all. And quite frankly, I don't need it. But if you all wanted something extra, and if Ace was able to do it, I was willing to step back and say, hey, here, do what you can. Hence the reason why when me and him had a conversation, he showed me the P&L, Keita, and I told you that, but you wouldn't let me finish telling you. Let's see. I wonder if that conversation is in here. Let's see. Nope, it'll be on that phone. But I did reach out to you, Keita, before all of this stuff blew up, to just see exactly what it was that I did to you, because I didn't know. And then I brought to your attention, it's because I asked about the other comedian woman that he was talking about bringing on. Now, mind you, you have threatened this man to not return multiple times. So I think at this point he formed a backup, just in case. Whenever you don't have your way, we already know how it goes. You throw a tantrum. You're doing it now. Mm-hmm. Whenever you don't have your way, you would throw a tantrum and you'll make demands. And I think at this point he got tired. For y'all to be talking about this whole situation as if y'all didn't have a hand in anything shows a lot. And only a simple-minded person couldn't see that.
Yep.
Who is it that would tell a story without taking accountability? Because Keita, I told you, when me and you had conversations, when we finally just got back cool and stuff and all that, when we had conversations, I told you, hey, when I had a different perception of you, I was talking crap about you. I know that you said the same thing. We squashed all that. One more thing to add before I get off, because I actually have my family I want to tend to. If I leaked your address, why would you be in my home?
Ooh.
Just
what now?
For anyone watching, separate the hate for 2.2 seconds.
I ain't got no hate in my heart.
If I leaked your address, why would you be in my home? Not on one occasion. On multiple occasions, you've come with me.
Look at him.
upgrade your style instantly. Get up to 11 items per month.
That's what type of time. That's what type of time you want, people. Big ass New
We
Balance.
went to the movies together. We hung.
Hold on. And you taking pictures? The New Balance big as hell.
We went to the movie.
Damn, out here taking group pictures and shit. Oh, you a savage, bruh.
Together, we hung out. I've invited you places. You've invited me places. Why would I do that? If I leaked your edges, baby, you would have never known my stuff. Because you could have used it against me one day. You've been in my home. I don't get that. I asked you what the problem was. I figured that the main issue was the simple fact that maybe I asked Ace, hey, is this other comedic woman supposed to be coming on? And I talked to you about that because if she's coming on, the same conversation I had with him, what room does it make for Keita? It doesn't make sense. We have one person who's comedic relief and the other person that's comedic relief. And he said his hands were tied. Why? You had already started making your threats. You did the same thing in Dallas. The 3 p.m. show that you thought you were on, that you weren't on, you was talking about that. You kept talking about how you were going to be done. You were going to get on stage and say you were going to be done. And I told you not to do it. It was always me trying to tell you. I think it was me and your best friend, Mary. But always trying to make you have better reasoning in these situations because you'll let your emotions get the best of you. You're doing it now. If I was, honestly, baby, because I don't even hate you for the things that you have said about me. I don't even hate y'all for the lies. I don't. But honestly, baby, if I was still in your corner, all this that you're doing, I would have said, don't do that. Because one day you're going to regret it. One day you are. All of this for what? You got a baby. Unless you just think that social media is going to be the play for the rest of your days. But you never know. I would have told you not to do it the same way that I encouraged you and I told you at the Dallas show. Do not get on that stage and say that. In case you came back, you don't want to add that fuel and leave and let people run with speculation and stories where you couldn't come back on. But that's okay. If I were a person who had this big podcast that goes on tour and stuff like that, and I had 2 people who either ran guest off or kept up a lot of conflict or antagonized me and kept causing problems, I would have stopped working with them too.
Facts. And
just so y'all know what I'm referring to, I think maybe before both of you all keep on talking about what you would, no, as a matter of fact, what other people keep doing to you, maybe you should tell what your behavior was like on and off stage. Behind the scenes, what was your behavior like? What would be the reason why somebody will stop working with the both of you? But I made sure to insert it just so I can make sure that maybe you all can joggle some of y'all memory and make sure, and maybe it can help just the people watching better understand why you all are no longer there.
Entrepreneur. So that takes away from the fact that they're still.
Look at him.
Got money for food. So, but that still takes away.
Look at this right here. Irritated. Frustration in his face. Look at that.
Takes away from the fact that that's why motherfuckers don't. That's why we
look.
We don't like you, bro.
So
that's why
I'm so
glad
you said it, and it's noted.
Yeah, I just met you today. I didn't know who the fuck you were before we got here.
No,
I don't fucking like
at me.
It's the ignorance.
Look at this. Yeah, I ain't rocking with that fit you got on Trip, but you got it though, big dog.
Cussing at me.
It's the ignorance and the lack of knowledge.
No, baby. This is what we have a problem.
I'ma do whatever the fuck I want.
You ain't gotta cuss at me. You ain't gotta be disrespectful. Have I disrespected you?
Yeah.
So you can do whatever you want, and then what? Then what happens? You do whatever you want. Then what's the next move?
Yeah.
You're not being very soft.
Look at him.
You're yelling.
Where's
I have been
feminine
respectful.
energy
I
at?
have been
So
respectful.
masculine. You're
I've
being
been
so
respectful
masculine.
towards you. Y'all poked the bear. Then when someone checked
Nobody
like
poked you, bitch. You came in here upset. Yeah, you came in here upset. The fuck? When I tried to say hi.
Look at them 2 ratchet assholes. I'm sorry, bro. It is what it is, bro. Look at them 2 ratchets, dog. Look at this face right here. He ain't mad. He's not mad at the fact that Shorty got up and walked off. It's these 2 motherfuckers. And that one over there behind Trip. I knew, bro. I knew it, bro. I fucking knew it, dog. Ever since I've been watching, see, I never really paid to tonight's conversation for real, for real. I've only seen clips of it through TikTok for the most part. And so I would listen to a couple of them, especially when Trip was talking, because you know he'd be spitting a little bit. But for the most part, especially when Randy was on, swipe, wasn't listening to that bullshit. I think I heard one thing that she said. I said, yeah, I'm gonna keep swiping because she on that bullshit today. And then I started listening to Les rant about it. I said, yeah, boy, that's a whole she different. That's a pit bull, big dog.
No, you had an issue because I stitched a video in social media.
Look at her. Ratchet. Look at the aggressive. Just look at it. Just ugh. Who wants that? Why y'all getting that? Why y'all getting them type of women pregnant, bro? Why y'all like? Why? Look at her face in the background. Look at Randy's face in the background. Look at this picture right here. Look at this. Look at the bulldog look in her face. Look at the masculine, just mean, just ghetto ratchet. Look at it in her face. Don't nothing about her scream feminine. Nothing. And nothing about her screams feminine.
Yeah. Over it. Welcome to tonight's conversations, motherfucker.
Look. See, look at his face.
Y'all. Now I'm a hoe, but you can't be a bitch.
Hey, Trip already. I guarantee he said like, yeah, I gotta get the fuck up out of here. Look, bro, look at it. They're the problem. They are the problem. Those are the same women. Those are the same type of women who would sit here and talk about how everybody's been doing them wrong, how this is that and the third, but yet they would not hold themselves accountable for the things that they did. But they're quick to say anything and put out anybody else's business in regards to what has been done to them. That's why you need to remove yourself from women like that. That's why women like that need to just stay on the other side. Don't have conversations with them. Don't talk to them about shit. Just let them be. Leave them where they at. Straight up. Don't do shit around them. Don't drink around them. Don't do nothing. Don't give no information. Don't do nothing around women like that. Because there's snakes in the grass, bro. The pit bulls, the ratchet, the ghetto, and they will out your ass for any goddamn thing. If any smidget of reason that they felt that you have done them wrong in any kind of way, they gonna out your shit. And you can't trust them type of women.
You a whole ass bitch.
Peter and Randy.
I beat her ass. She's been disrespectful.
Look at her. Look at her.
Since I walked through the fucking door.
Provoking assholes, man.
Just because she doesn't understand shit is not my problem. Yeah. I'm supposed to baby the bitch. I don't care about her.
Look at that.
Who the fuck is she?
Yeah. And Tripp's over there like, man, this ain't it, dog.
You're right.
Yeah.
No,
listen.
Yeah.
This ain't just no.
You want me to apologize to the bitch? I will.
Randy's messages to Ace. Oh shit, hold up. That's also real. I hope they just give you more because you really a good look for the show. Hey, Tony. Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. Just want everyone on the same page. I understand that completely. I still don't know what happened for real. Hope I didn't do anything to offend you. Just want to be proactive. Oh, no, you didn't do anything at all. Keita was rude to me Friday. Extremely rude to my friends on Saturday and continued the energy Sunday at the club. She kept saying this is supposed to be my section while all these fat people in my section. All these fat people in my section, they came and said it to me directly. And when I told her they're my friends, she said, I have trauma, didn't acknowledge it and apologize the next day. Yeah, whatever, man. That's crazy. I know it's partially because I'm cordial with Kitty. I'm not going to be rude to that girl because Keita don't like her. So I just think a convo with the entire crew would maybe be best. Yeah, I super agree. I think Natasha. Oh, is that old girl? Hold up. Natasha says she's going to come in to Charlotte, and my hope is that we can all hash it out then. Boy, she got all the receipts, boy. Honestly, let me see. Randy Rosario to Natasha R. Morales. Honestly, it's blowing up simply because Keita is not owning her stuff, being rude in DC on stage this past weekend in the club, then unfollow me on Instagram like I did something to bother her. It's gaslighting at its finest. Regardless, I can work, but she won't keep smugging me on stage as far as Mike goes. I can work with him as well. I'm a giver and a lover. Gary, get the fuck out of here. You ain't shit. I think at some point, if there's somebody, if you feel as if you got to say what you are. Oh, I'm a giver. I'm this. I'm a person that does this. I'm the kind of person that does this, but you just don't do it. You feel as if you got to express it. I don't think you're that kind of person for real, for real. You just say it because it sounds good. Yeah, bro. Yeah. That was a smart business move by Ace to get Keita ass and Randy ass up out of there. Toxic ass. That shit's crazy.
I wish you all the best. Happy healing.
That is fucking crazy, dog. Bro, that is wild. That is wild, bro. I don't understand it. So here's the thing. So here's my feedback on this. First and foremost, Keita Rose. Kitty was already right. What you're doing right now is not a good look for you. Regardless of who you trying to out because you worried about getting some money. You should have been filed a lawsuit to get that bag. But what you're really doing now, and what you don't see for the foreseeable future, of course, you know, one of my good homies, he made a good point. He said that if anything, because now you decided to out everybody, including yourself, you're jeopardizing the bag that could have possibly been a huge bag for the future for you. But you're thinking about the right now. You think about, I need my money right now, nigga. I need it right now. I want my money. You know what I'm saying? And instead of doing that, if you would have took the feminine route and just went ahead and filed the lawsuit without even putting it out there in the world, you would have got it. You probably would have gotten it, and probably a lot faster too. But mind you, cool, you getting all these shows, you getting people want to bring you up on the shows, but you're looking dumb at the same time. You were just on hardly initiated, and they were not hardly initiated themselves, but there were a lot of things that you were outing yourself about, and you made yourself look kind of stupid. And now you're on Tasha K's show doing the same exact thing. So at this point, the only bag that's going to be feasible for you to get is through a reality TV show like a what do you call it? Hip Hop Atlanta or Hip Hop Texas or whatever one of them reality shows is, where they got a toxic, ratchet ass, ghetto ass black women on there. And no, this ain't a shot at black women. This is just what y'all know. If y'all know, y'all know. That's what those shows are about. Toxic ass, ghetto ass, ratchet ass women. Going back behind each other, talking shit behind each other's back, and then smiling in their faces, or what y'all like to say, they playing in your face. That's exactly what all that shit is, and Keita ass will fit right up in there. That's the only way you're gonna get that bag. to that big to a bag in the bigger bag, because what you're doing now, you're jeopardizing yourself in the entire community. Now, of course, you're gonna still have some people that are gonna follow you. You're gonna have some people. You're gonna have some idiots of women that's gonna follow you, and they're still gonna be on your side, even though that there are receipts about showing that how you ain't shit for real. But they still gonna follow you though. Just that's just how the game works. It is what it is. But you're fucking up your bag right now. If anything, to not let the situation get worse, you need to be quiet. You need to sit back, handle this shit behind the scenes, and figure that shit out. Because you're doing way too much right now. Way too much. Now, to go over here to Randy, I already knew what type of woman she was too. I knew it from the first time I saw her show Let's Rant About It. But before, a little bit before that too, but I didn't watch a lot of the videos when she was on Tonight's Conversations. So I got a full glimpse of who she is and how she operates from Let's Rant About It. And when I saw her through the action, I'm talking about through the entire thing as a host and everything, I've even made some comments on the actual show. And it's like, dog, as a host, you talk too much. You're too ratchet. You throwing around these bitches and hoes, niggas, and all this all the time. All the time. You're ratchet, you ghetto. There's absolutely no way that you have a masculine man at home talking the way that you talk. Absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. You overtalk, you're loud, you're hella aggressive when you talk. And no, for those of you other women out there, no, this is not you can't handle me situation, or if you insecure, it ain't got shit to do with that. It's showing you exactly what it is through this entire situation. For those of you who were watching this video with Kitty, for those of you who were watching this video right here, go and look at the videos that Keita Rose has made, and then look at some of the videos that Randy has made. Go look at Let's Rant About It. Tell me the difference. I don't have to tell you. I'm not gonna tell you. Just go look at the difference. Look at this video again. Go look at Keita Rose's videos, and then go look at Let's Rant About It with Randy, and tell me who is truly the masculine one, who is truly the ghetto, the ratchets, who are. Because if you're truly paying attention and you're not thinking bias in this situation, it should be easy for you to say that Kitty Rose is probably the most feminine out of all of them. You don't see her loud, you don't see her aggressive, you don't see any of that shit right now. Even if this is just for the video, but I'm just using this as a reference point. None of this. There was no aggressive tone. She was talking calmly. She got her point across. She didn't have to do all the, yeah, nigga, I want this. Yeah, bitches and niggas and hoes and this, that. She didn't have to do all of that. I don't even think she cursing this shit. So I don't get it. And the situation with Anton Daniels, I don't know. I personally think that it was a play for Anton Daniels. I think it was a play for him. I think he was like, you know what? I'm gonna look. I see what's going on. I see things that's unfolding right now. So therefore, I'm gonna invest in Randy. I'm gonna invest in it. The Let's Rant About the situation. Maybe she put a business plan together, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna invest in it. That could have been the situation. I don't know what happened behind closed doors, but I'm pretty sure it's a money play for him. I'm pretty sure that was a business play for him, not necessarily on the aspect of, hey, I truly rock with you as a human being, as a character, as a person, this, that, and the third. So I'm gonna invest it. I think he looked at it from a different perspective. Straight up, I'm just gonna be honest with it. I could be wrong, but I think that's what I think. That's what I think. So I want to give y'all a bonus. I want to give y'all a bonus video right now. I want to look this up because this other chick that I saw, matter of fact, she was on a reality show as well. She was on this reality show, and Let me see. Hold on. Let me type it in first. Huh. Let me see. Is this the one? Okay. I mean, let's see. Is this the one? Ah, yeah, there it is. Let me see if this is the. Let me see if this is the right one though. Let's see. Let's see. It's not it.
And do you think
Is that the one? Ah, okay, here we go. All right, here we go. That's what I want. That's what I wanted to see. Boom. Let me bring it up. So this is a bonus. This is a bonus video that I wanted to bring up. I just wanted to talk about it for a little bit because I got kind of triggered when I was scrolling through my TikTok and I saw this video, and I'm just like, it's always some stupid shit or a stupid reason that a lot of women have to call a man insecure or to try to shame them for whatever reason. And I found that to be the most idiotic thing. So I'm gonna let y'all listen to it. Y'all tell me what y'all think, then I'll give my point of view behind it. So here it is. Here we go.
men should see us in our natural state before they get in a real relationship with us?
Whenever I've heard a man say, let me see what you look like with no makeup. Let me see what you look like without the hair. I feel that that man is telling you that he does not have the money to finance your beauty upkeep. Don't come over here thinking that I'm going to go to Sephora and get you some makeup. So I need to see you without all that because I want to strip you of all that because I ain't got it. When a man says that to you, he wants to strip you of everything. He doesn't want you to have the thought process of maintaining yourself.
And do you think men should see us in
Look at her.
our natural
Let me let
state
y'all.
before they
Let
get
me
in a
let
real
y'all hear this
relationship?
shit
Do you
again.
think men should see
Listen
us
to
in
this
our
shit again.
natural state before they get in a real relationship with us?
Whenever I've heard a man say, let me see what you look like with no makeup. Let me see what you look like without the hair. I feel that that man is telling you that he does not have the money to finance your beauty upkeep. Don't come over here thinking that I'm going to go to Sephora and get you some makeup. So I need to see you without all that because I want to strip you of all that because I ain't got it. When a man says that to you, he wants to strip you of everything. He doesn't want you to have the thought process of maintaining yourself.
What? First of all, look at her face. Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all this shit. Look at this entire part. Look at this part. Look at all of that. All of that. Wipe this shit off right here. Wipe this shit off. Wipe all that shit off. And your reasoning, you, ma'am, your reasoning is because you believe men are broke and they don't want to have to buy you makeup because they are somehow insecure. What is wrong with y'all? Real talk. Are you just talking in sound bites? Are you just saying some shit just because it sound good and you like, you know what? This gonna get some clicks, dog. So I'ma say this, but I really don't believe it. What are we doing right now? Look at your makeup. I'll bet my bottom dollar you do not look exactly like that when you take that makeup off. You don't. Everything is damn near enhanced, and in your case, look like it's over enhanced. Take the lashes off. Wipe all that shit off your nose, because I know your nose ain't that skinny. Wipe all that shit off. Take the lip gloss off. Take all that shit off. And you think it's because men are insecure? No. Niggas want to see what they're investing in. And yes, it's an investment to get with you. It's an investment because we're investing not only our money, but we're investing our time. And so he wants to see if his time is worth it. So yes, take that fucking makeup off. Here's the thing. Nobody's telling you that you can't wear the shit. It's just saying, look, I want to make sure that when we go on this date or when I meet you and you got your makeup on, you looking all good or whatever the case may be, or whatever you consider yourself looking good, that when you take this shit off, that I'm still attracted to you. Because I don't want to see an entirely different person that I was just on a date with. Have y'all not seen any of the TikTok videos, any of the Instagram reels, or any of the YouTube shorts where these women who look like wombats, I'm talking like, boy, ooh, wee. And then they put all this makeup on, they look like an entirely different person. Skin shade is, I'm talking about, they went from dark skin to light skin off of makeup. And you telling me men are insecure? Well, if you want to say insecure, yes, I'm insecure of the fact that you might not look the same. I'm insecure of the fact that you actually might be ugly up under that makeup. So I want to see your naturalness. I want to see if you're truly a natural beauty. Because I don't want to see you when you all sprouted up. Cool. Yeah, you all sprouted up. All right, you look good when you sprouted up. But I want to see how you look on a regular day basis, on an everyday basis. Because I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get this person. I'm gonna get the person that got the bonnet on, the one that don't have the makeup on, the one that ain't got the lashes on, the one who got that big ass gown on or them big ass pajamas on with the fucking what you call it? The beauty mask, the facial cleanser mask and all that shit on her face. That's the person I'm gonna get every single day. So I want to see that natural beauty. I want to see if it's something I'm like, damn, she's still fine without all that shit. Bad, we straight. That's all it is. Why does everything have to be an insecure thing when a man has a preference or he has a preference for something? Oh man, I don't like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really into big women like that. Oh, see, man, it's because you can't really handle big women. No, you just not my preference. Well, see, I don't really like a masculine woman like that. You know, I like me a feminine woman. You know, I don't like a woman who's all aggressive. So you don't like a woman who expresses herself. You don't like a woman who challenges you. It ain't about you challenging me. I know, yeah, you're right. I don't want you challenging me on every single thing. I don't need you to challenge me because if shit hits the fan and I need you to do something and I need you to do it right now, I don't need you challenging. I need you to make it fucking happen. That's what I need. Everything doesn't require you to say something back. Sometimes you're like, all right, babe, I got you. Everything is not required. You challenging somebody because you're combative. That's why you're challenging, because you're combative. You want to argue about something. You just have to. Look at many of the Pop the Balloon shows. You got women who can't even get rejected properly. They get rejected, and then they always have some stupid rebuttal back. Well, actually, you know, because of me, you know, I'm because I'm a baddie anyway. Why wouldn't you want a man? Why wouldn't you want a woman like me? Bro, shut your ass up. I just don't like you. Because if I wanted to be honest with you, then you really be pissed off because you're not that attractive. But I'm being nice. I'm being generous. So keep it pushing. So I need a lot of y'all women, and it's not just black women specifically, it's all women. It's all women. It's a lot of women who think like that, who have this type of mindset. They think men are insecure because they have a fucking preference. It's not what it is. We have preferences for a reason, just like y'all got a preference. Y'all want niggas who 6'7", making eight figures a year. You want to be a stay-at-home mom, but yeah, at the same time, you don't want him to cheat on you. At the same time, you want him to give you the fucking world, the stars and the moons. But yeah, you want him to spend so much time with you, but you want him to be ambitious at the same time. You want him to make a lot of money, but you want him to be at home at the same. Like, bro, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all want. Y'all just be talking because it sounds good. Y'all sound like, you know what y'all sound like? Y'all sound like a bunch of drunk people who just come up with these sporadic ideas, come up with great ideas, but then when they sober, they never execute what they were talking about when they were drunk. That's exactly what y'all sound like. Y'all know when y'all get drunk, when a lot of people get drunk or they get tipsy, they feeling good. You know, some things sound good. Yeah, you know what, man? I've been trying to do this, man. You know what? It'd be a great business idea if we did this, that, and the third, X, Y, and Z, 1, 2, 3, ABC. This, man, I swear it'd be this, that, and the third. Look, guess what, man? Take my number down, bro. What we gonna do? I'm gonna connect with you, and then you know we can actually hash out the stuff. And we can talk about it. We can make this thing rock out, bro, for real. All right, bro, got you. Don't hear from them motherfuckers. Don't hear from them motherfuckers ever again to the next event. And it's the same shit. None of them are executing. That's exactly what y'all sound like. Y'all, that's exactly what y'all do. I want a man who do this, that, and the third. I need a man that's this, that, and the third. I need a man who's gonna love me and this, that, whatever the case. But then the man that y'all actually choose is the exact opposite of what y'all were talking about. And mind you, half of y'all can't even get the type of man that y'all talking about that y'all want. Most of y'all can't even get it. You don't even qualify for it. And got the nerve to use these shaming tactics as something as simple as, hey, take your makeup off so I can see how you actually look. Never said you couldn't wear it. Just said, I just want to see how you look without it. Take all those braids out. Take that weave out. Let me see that little fro. Let me see that fro if you got one. Let me see how it actually look. Let me see how you look all together. Let me see your natural state. If I can still rock with it, hey, we Gucci. But if not, I mean, it is what it is, bro. I'm gonna keep it pushing. That shit crazy. I never understood it, bro. I never understood it. But hey, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button. Hey, make sure you go and get your Tiege Hanley right now. And also, if you want to support the channel, link is in the comments as well. But like I said, make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. 40% off, 20% off for life. The link is in the description. So make sure you go and get your Tiege Hanley right now. Because guess what? My face is always moisturized, big dog. We always looking good. We always feeling good. So go and get that. And look, make sure you tap in to the next live. This time, also, I want to go ahead and put out here too. I also will be starting going live on Tuesday nights as well. So that is going to be where we have the Balloon Pop Tuesdays. Balloon Pop Tuesdays is going to start on every Tuesday around, I'm going to say around 6:30 or 7 o'clock. I'll let you guys know, but around 6:30 or 7 o'clock, every Tuesday, Balloon Pop Tuesday. So we're going to get into it. It's going to be fun. So make sure y'all tap in with that as well. And make sure you share this with your friends and family, bro, because look, we get it in over here. So until next time, man, I will see you guys. This was a great live. I appreciate y'all. I love you. My holla.